podcast. I'm your host, Lady She. Tonight, I have a special guest, Mr. John Hines of Roosevelt, New York. He is the owner and operator, CEO of the clothing apparel line, Black Men Winning. He's a coach he's a coach in Roosevelt as well to the little ones in Roosevelt, Long Island, called the Roosevelt Rough Riders football squad. This man wears many hats. He's also an encourager. He's doing a lot in our community, and this is why he's up here, to encourage, empower, and to educate. So, welcome my guest, Mr. John Hines.
How you doing?
What's going on?
I'm here.
You happy to be here?
I'm blessed.
I'm glad.
Thank you for the opportunity to come here so I can reach out to my people.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming on. Actually, you know what? Let's put these on so we can hear ourselves. Testing. 1, 2. I'm not gonna bust around for y'all tonight. We chilling. We taking it easy on tonight. We're taking it easy. But yes, so Mr. John Hines, we actually met through my husband. Shout out to my husband. In reference to clothing lines and things. You know, let me just say this. Black men are winning, okay? Let me just say this. I know there's a lot going on right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say rest in peace and please God bring healing. I know there's a lot going on you see in the news, but our Black men are doing great things in our communities. Our Black men are in the homes of their families and our communities. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely want to tap into that. So once again, thank you for coming on. Just tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us where you're from.
I'm from Roosevelt, Long Island. I was born in Manhasset. Moved to Roosevelt since I was a child.
Manhasset is another part of Long Island.
Okay. And I've been in Roosevelt all my life.
Wow.
Blue and gold. That's all I know.
That's all you know. Okay.
Yeah, so.
That's cool.
Don't get me wrong. I'll coach a kid anywhere.
Right.
But blue and gold,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I breathe.
What they say, blue and gold through my veins. What's the movie with Queen Latifah? Blue and gold through my veins.
Yeah.
That's dope. So I love that you said I'll coach anywhere, but blue and gold, you know, that's where the heart is. One of the things we talk about a lot of times is those who so-called made it. And what happens is when they make it, they move away and they kind of forget about where they're from. So what kind of keeps you connected to where you're from? What kind of keeps you connected to Roosevelt?
I'm connected to Roosevelt because I came up there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not something I'm not a runner.
Right.
I stand and because I have like a sister. She graduated from the same school I graduated.
Mm-hmm.
She went to the same school I went to. So a lot of kids that went to the same school, Roosevelt High School, and made it.
Right.
Went to Stony Brook, graduated. So it's not really, what's the sense of running? Let's just try to change the environment.
Right.
Let's try to teach the kids, like, don't go down this path.
Right.
Try to straighten their path.
Yeah.
You know, because I was part of the problem.
Okay. Tap into that. What's that about?
Well, I had the name Chaos. And I used to be running around, being in front of problems, selling narcotics, going around.
This is when you were younger?
When I was younger.
Okay.
And when I said part of the problem, you got the kid that look at you like, oh, that's Chaos. Oh, look at the car he drives. Oh, look, that's Chaos. Look at the money he got. So I was part of the problem.
Gotcha.
Now, I want to be part of the answer.
Right.
Now they see John coaching the kids. John starts on a clothing line.
So about name changing.
So now they see, they used to glorify the cars, the money. Mm-hmm. Now I'm trying to educate them, like, listen, that was all, there's consequences behind everything we do.
Right.
It's a lot of consequences. And I did time. I did 5.5, and I did 4. Mm-hmm. And it was like, some people take it as, oh, you know, they played me, they did this time. No, that was the man upstairs waiting.
Come on, sir.
Paul, sit right here. I need you to hear this voice.
I need you to hear me. Yeah.
You're not going to hear me with all these things out there in the atmosphere.
Outside noise.
Mm-hmm. So, we sad me. The last time I went up, I was there 4 years. So, when I did that 4 years, like 4 years, with the 5 years. The 5 years, I had 60 fights. So I was fighting police. I was fighting inmates. I had 60 fights. When I did the 4 years, I had no fights, no tickets. I was on my way back to get back to my son and get back out there to be a father. But I never stopped being a father. When I was going on 4 years, every day of the 4 years, I talked to my son in the morning and at night before he went to bed.
Right.
And when he came up from school, sometimes I called, you did your homework? Was it hard? How was school? And how was practice? How was football practice? He telling me X and O's and stuff. that nature. So the part of being a parent, because I know you probably was gonna get to that topic, but
right.
I'm gonna let you get to that topic. But it goes back to where I came from and about my community. I'm a parent to all the kids in my community.
Right.
You know, because
it takes a village.
And most don't understand that. Like, as far as me coaching, the reason why I'm never leaving my neighborhood because I was brought up under coaches like Mr. Simpson, Mr. Dudley, Mr. Jones, and these coaches, it was hard. Mr. Parrish, you know, Shelby Parrish, and Mr. Morris Brandon.
They left an impact.
You know, Don Camel. They believe, Coach Brown. They believe in me. So it was like I chose the wrong path. So now I see these kids, I believe in them, and I don't want them to choose that same path I chose. And I won't leave my community.
Love that. So now, you know, the first thing I think of, or some people will think of rather, they want to understand, you know, because let me say this, a lot of times, and this is when people hit me up, when they think of New York, the first thing they think of is Brooklyn and Queens, and they think of Long Island like we soft. And I'm like, no, how real is Long Island? Be very, very clear. So just kind of tap into like, what was your childhood upbringing like that made you go into, you know, selling drugs, you know, and being out there on the street? Because I know sometimes it don't have nothing to do with the parenting. Sometimes it's a choice that you make. But, you know, just tell us about your situation.
Well, it was more of a lot of kids still fall under that. It's under the peer pressure. You want to be under your friends and be out there with your friends. You got friends out there selling drugs, getting money. They wearing the fly sneakers. I was getting that stuff without doing that.
Right.
I had, my mother was raised 8 of us. But my father was around.
Okay.
I know who my father is.
Right.
I love my father. My father passed away, but I know who my father was. Every day I saw my father. But at the same token, it was like, I don't want to have to go out to mom and buy me some sneakers. I'm going to buy it. I don't want to have to mom, can you give me the moped? I'm going to get it myself. So I was a go-getter.
But where did that come from, though? Did it come from because she had the 8 children? You like, my mother got enough on her plate. Let me just do what I got to do for myself. Because these behaviors don't come from the sky. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we're just doing it and we don't realize the reason why we're doing it.
Somewhat it came from that because I had brothers. Like I said, I got 4 sisters, 3 brothers. And at that point in time, one of my brothers went away to the army. One of my brothers was messed up off of drugs. My other brother was like, he wasn't there. Well, no, I had one brother that was there at first. And then the situation came by, he wasn't there. So it was like, and now I'm around a whole bunch of women.
Got
my whole family is
so the boys
wasn't around.
Like kind of like
I had to
moved up. Oh wow. Okay. And so now at what age was that when you realized, dang, it's just me trying to hold things down? Because when you said my dad was around, as in dad wasn't living in a home, he was just around.
Yeah, he wasn't living in a home. I got brothers that live in Hempstead. Okay. So my father lived in Hempstead as well. Okay. But he was around mostly for the discipline. But at sometimes when I say that, he was around when I messed up in school, I did something wrong. I got that love. I got that other love.
That other love.
Yeah,
tough love.
That tough love where you be
tough
like,
belt love.
I hate him. Why you always hitting me? Why you doing this? But as I got older, I understood why he was doing it.
Okay.
See, at that point in time, I was like, oh, I hate him. But he was trying to get me to go down that right path.
Right.
See, back when we grew up, in my time, when I came up, if I could say it,
there was no spare the rod for the child situation.
Yeah, it wasn't no. Yeah. Listen, go in your room.
It was go pick out that switch.
Yeah, pick out that switch. So it was different. You come back with a little switch, it's like,
don't play with me.
All right, she had one already for you. So
I got you.
We went down that path, and sometimes it can help you, but sometimes it also make that challenge to an animal. Because I took it like, I can't hit my father back. But the first one touch me, say something to me, I'm gonna put him through it. So I was putting people through it.
Right.
So at 12, I started hustling. You know, I took the sneaker money, flipped the sneaker money, turned it into something else, and it was like, all right, here I go. I'm going. And I was getting things on my own. I was doing things on my own. Most people thought, oh, he's spoiled. His mother got married, but I was getting things on my own.
Right.
So
now, did mom move on and have like, you know, one particular step? Did you have like one particular stepdad in the home, or was it a thing mom was like, listen, it's a wrap, these dudes ain't working, I'm gonna take care of my children? What was that like?
That's all it was. Like my sister and them, they all got the same father. Okay. I'm the only one that got a different father. And my father.
You're the youngest?
Yes.
Oh, got you.
So all of them got the same father. And the thing about that, I used to go see their father a lot.
Okay.
When he was sick, when he was in the hospital. Like I went to right before he passed away, and he was like, the nurse said he gave me the authority to pull the plug. I said, no, you didn't.
Whoa.
No, you gotta give it to them.
Big.
You gotta give it to them too. Cause wherever he was at, I found him. If he's in Brooklyn, I pull up on him. Hey, how you doing? How's everything? Because it was at one point in time I was getting child support checks. I was like, I don't need those. From yours, Mom. I know who my father is. Like, at the end of the day, it's not mine. Yeah. So, but I have one of them souls because, like I said,
wow.
God, like I always had him in my life.
Yeah.
Even when I didn't even understand it.
Come on, sir.
You know,
that's
like,
real.
And it's crazy because a lot of people don't understand when they call on God. Because Jeremiah 33 said, "Call on the Lord, He shall give you a lot of things."
Yeah.
So it's time that you be going through situations like, "Oh my God, you don't even know you just."
I just did it.
Yeah, you did it. And,
I just did it.
And I was raised in the church, and as you know, I might be getting I don't know how to quote everything in the Bible, but I believe that's Proverbs 22 or 6:22. You know, raised as a child.
Raise up a child.
You know, he comes in the church, you train him, and you
train
never
him,
leave him.
Right.
Never leave him.
You'll never leave him.
You just have to come back.
Right.
You know, so
love that.
When I say I chose the streets, that was a choice I made. I didn't have to.
You didn't have to.
No, and when I was locked up, the pastor came to me in jail, and he said to me, in Nassau County, he said, I talked to somebody because they told me about your basketball. I had a friend of mine told me about it, and then somebody else talked to me about it, and I got a friend up in Virginia State that wants you to come up there and give it a shot. I said, all right. Wow. I came home. My athletic director, Mr. Brown, had the same thing. I could have went up there and had a shot. But me, not thinking.
Not ready.
And
not ready to change.
Not ready to change.
Yeah.
And
environment, people, places, and things.
And it went by.
Yeah.
And now I live through these youth.
Yeah. Come on.
So
love that. Love that.
And I know we said at the beginning, yes, I'm the owner of Black Men Winning. But I also have Black Women Winning and Black Youth Winning.
We get into all that, trust.
Yes, I know. And that's my direction.
Right.
Because they are the future.
No, they're the now.
Yeah,
our kids are the now. Our kids are the now, man.
Definitely the now.
They are the now.
But we have to catch them. I understand 100%.
Right.
They're the now. But they still everywhere because we don't have a lot of men that should be directing them in the right path.
Right.
You got some of them that's older calling them, yo, what's up, big bro? Never your big bro.
Come on, Mr. Hines.
There's a lot of things that's going on in this world.
There's a lot going on, for sure.
So when you talk about why I chose the streets at that time, because I had a brother that left and went to the army, but he left back a kid. He left back 2 kids.
Right.
So at 16, I'm buying them their sneakers. I'm buying them their clothes, their first go-to. I'm being a man. And I got God bless my cousin Eric who passed away. At that time, it was just me and him.
Right.
The rest of my family lived in the Bronx.
Right.
I used to go to the Bronx every summer. When I came back to Long Island, my mom was like, "You are never going back to the Bronx." So it was like,
she's like, "I gotta reset my son."
Yeah, I came back.
I gotta reboot this dude.
Yeah, I came back
cracking up.
Mentality, so it was
like you gotta chill out.
But it was already embedded in me.
Right.
When I was born, I came up. It wasn't sweet when I came up. Don't get me wrong. My mother got me the things I wanted. My pops got me some things. My aunts and them was always involved, but still was rough. It wasn't no mansion. It wasn't no green grass. It wasn't no white picket fence and a dog.
Right.
It was like, all right, we got to pack up. We got to move over here. You know.
So you moved around a lot.
Yeah, we moved around a lot in Roosevelt. I grew up on Woods Avenue, but we ended up on Park Avenue. But I moved different places, and what it was is, it gave me and my sister, which is the youngest girl, that drive that we'll never go through that.
Right.
It's a drive. We look back on it, and that's like that's my I look up to her. She went through college, got a bachelor's, master's school.
Love it.
And it's like she was my right hand. So me and her,
y'all were close in age.
Yeah, we was close in age. So, and I just chose the streets. I was like, you know what? I don't want to go that route.
Gotcha.
And then once I started selling drugs, I looked at it. I might as well sell it. I had a brother that was messed up with.
Wow.
So
what was that like?
It was bothering at sometimes because it was like, all right, me and him got in the scuffle and stuff like, yo, why you chose to do that? I chose to get money. Why are you trying to bring me down? You know, guys come to me, yo, your brother beat me. That's still my brother. So don't sell him nothing.
Right.
Stay away from him. Because if you touch my brother, you know I'm coming. It's not like there's no
conversation.
I'm coming. So just take it as a loss and keep it moving. So I went through a lot with that, but I also took it as I'm like, I'm gonna get money. He's wasting his life. I'm gonna get money. Because when I first was coming up as a youth, before I turned 12, it was I want to get more trophies than my brother. I want to get more trophies than them. So I was out there playing baseball.
So the one who succumbed to the drug addiction was in sports as well.
He was both my brothers, Ricky and Pugh, both into it was phenomenal football play. It was so it was like I used to see trophies on the wall, and I'm like, I'm getting more than that. Yeah. So by the time I was 10, I done from baseball to basketball to football. I done flooded the.
You killing them.
I started giving trophies away. So it was like, and I was baseball was my first love. So they thought I was gonna be the next Dwight. And I pitch, play shortstop, and I still have it in me. So it's like I just made the wrong decision when I was young. But somebody asked me the other day, and I don't know if you was gonna ask this question, but they said, if you could change your life, you could do something noble, would you? I said no. Because it made me who I am today.
Facts. Yep. That's the one.
Because I might change something back there. If I go back and change it, it won't make me who I am
that's
today.
A fact. That's a fact.
I had to go through the things I went through in life to get to where I'm at.
And it always reminds you that God was always there. Like it always reminds you that God was always there, even though it was undeserving.
Yes.
Woo! Come on in here, sir. Okay. So growing up in Roosevelt, mom had 8 children. You know, you said your dad was there. Yeah. But one of the things that I wanted you to tap into when we move on is every documentary that I watch connected to people who they're doing well now and they're doing things in their communities now, but they did time and they had to go through stuff because they chose the streets. A lot of them that I hear when it's something like they saw a family member that was on drugs, they had to be incarcerated and go to different programs to see the kind of damage they actually did to their community. So when you said your brother chose to do that and you chose to get money, did you understand later on, like, was there a hindsight to understand, like, my brother chose that, but then he couldn't help himself because he has an addiction? So how did that feel when you came to understand, like, I was like hurting my brother, not just my community, but my own blood? Like, what does that feel like? Well, or did you ever feel that you could have just, been I have my own issues?
It wasn't. Did I feel I was hurting him? Because at the end of the day, my brother was gonna choose to do what he wanted to do with his life, and it was like, wow, I'm begging, I'm crying, like, what's up, bro? Like, asking him, like, you don't need that. What you need, I got it for you. We can chill. I'm ready for you to stay home. We can work. We can do this together. And like I was when I was 12, I chose to do what I wanted to do. I wasn't trying to hear that. So it's like, wow, he's not gonna hear me. And it's not him. Like you said, it's the drug.
Yeah, it's the spirit.
So I had a brother that I had to send to a rehab. And when I sent him, it was this is who raised me. So for me to have to go to that point to send him to a rehab, it's like, wow, I'm the big bro now.
Right.
And it's crazy because I am the big bro. I'm the uncle that
everybody comes to. Yeah.
I love my family because as you see on my clothing line, God is family. Family's first. So I love my family, and I love my brother enough to send him to a rehab. But when he come back out, he go back doing the same thing. It's like I can't do it. Only God.
Do you understand that his addiction was drugs, but your addiction was the street and money? Do you understand that part?
Yes, and I wasn't. That was my addiction.
Okay.
And You know, you can't be in denial.
Right. So that's what I was trying to understand. Like, you know, when we said, you know, he chose to do that, it was basically the same thing with you. You kept choosing to go back to the street because you wanted money.
Right.
Hustling the street is an addiction as well. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So his was just something you could see that was hurtful because he's on drugs and other people see your brother on drugs. You looking at him like, I used to look up to you. How can you choose that? But in the same token, your addiction is also to get the money by any means necessary as well.
Right. And that was the bad part.
Yeah.
My addiction was, and it was the love of money.
Yeah. Greed. Yeah.
It was the love of money. See, most people say money is the root of all evil.
No, it's
it's the love of money.
The facts,
so
the facts.
back then, I had the love for it. So yes, I was blinded by that. So I didn't even see his. I didn't even pay attention to like the addiction of the drugs. Yeah, I just said as I got older and as I look back, I'm like, wow. And the funny thing about it, I was doing when I was doing my 5 years, my brother had moved. He sent me a package, and at that time I wasn't eating pork. I stopped eating pork and stuff like that. So he sent me a package. Bunch of spam, ham, all that stuff, right? So I'm sitting there
like really?
Yeah, so I put the package with it. So my man was like, I thought you don't eat pork. I was like, I don't, but this package I'm gonna eat.
Oh.
I'm gonna eat this pork. You know why? Because it means so much to me. Because I know my brother was messed up off of drugs, and I know that he's trying to change and he's changing stuff. And he took time out to buy me this package, so I'm gonna appreciate this package and I'm gonna eat it. So that's what I'm gonna do with it. And on that 5 years, it kind of like that. Out of all the packages I was getting and everything I got, and the people showing me love, and that package meant a lot. Because I'm like, whoa, that's my older brother.
He's doing all right. And he's doing all right.
He was in California. I still don't hear from. I hear from him here and there, but you know, my oldest brother, I used to just call him my mother's son because he left when I was 9, so I really don't know him. And I was sitting in church one day at the county, and the pastor said, "Don't let your hate block your blessings."
Come on, sir.
So I'm like, "Other blessings." He said, "That's like if you have a loved one and you feel a way about them towards them, you have to open that door because you got to remember, as I believe it's Matthew 5:23, it said, leave at the altar."
At the altar.
And go reconcile that with your brother. So it's like, all right, wow, I have to do that. I said, I have to do that. So I talked to my brother when I was on the 4 years, and I told him, I was like, listen, I used to have hate towards you. I used to be angry because I don't know where my life could have went if you wanted it. You know, the purpose of you going to the army was to go get better and come back and help the family. You didn't do that. I said, but you know, I'm not gonna hold on to that because if I hold on to that, then I'm blocking my blessings, you know, and I refuse to block those. There's a lot of other things because one day he wrote me, I want a black man wearing jackets. I said, well, okay, but you're not winning.
Ooh.
And that was deep,
Yeah.
but I'm like, yo, you're not winning. You got 2 sons behind, then you got other kids, other places, so you're not winning. Winning is getting back with your family, connecting with your family. This is what black man winning is about. Listen now, you know, I'm gonna let you get more into
No,
that.
we're gonna now, but go ahead, finish that.
So I wasn't trying to throw a dagger at him. I was trying to open his eyes to like this is not it's a clothing line, but it's not just a clothing line, it's a message. It's a meaning.
Right.
It's a movement. So you left when I was 9. So you should understand where I'm coming from when I say I'm not. You can send me $5,000 for this jacket and I still won't send it to you.
Right.
And most people are like, you bugging, $5,000, you won't send that jacket. $5,000, I won't send that jacket. That's just like me selling my company to someone. And then when I say someone,
that's totally disconnected from what it means.
And I'm not a racist at all.
Right.
But that's like me selling my company to a white man.
Who don't understand the blood and what's connected to the name and the movement.
But he's making money from my people and he's doing things. My people believing in this company, but it's
but they have no idea.
Back there. They don't know. They know it was me. So it would never happen.
Gotcha. All right, we're gonna move on for this. But what I will say is this, just in reference to what you've already shared, you may not have noticed, but subconsciously, when things would happen to you or people were removed from you, you responded to those things. So you have always had a sensitive spirit.
Right.
Like you may have not known it, even at 12, before 12 years old, things would happen in front of you or in your home, and you will respond to that. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm a Cancer.
Oh God.
I'm a Cancer.
Lordy, my husband's one.
I'm a Cancer.
Yeah, y'all are emotional. Yeah, y'all things attached to you, and you may not say anything, but how you move in the world shows something transpired. And you may take it like I'm good, but you're not good. You're not good. You actually respond to everything. So what I will say is this. I know you said like I had to forgive my brother, I had to put that, fix that. But even with you feeling like you released him, that may be his way to try to get to you. Because let me just say this, and we're gonna move on. Because a lot of times what happens is we don't really see what we got going on. Only how other people see us has to be brought to our attention. So you even mentioned to your brother, you're not winning because you don't left your children, you don't started a whole other family. You supposed that came back for us, when you came. He may not even be noticing that he ain't do what was meant to be done in your eyes. Because you're the youngest one, you're looking to him for certain things, and he just like, I'm doing me, or I'm doing this now while you're waiting for him. So he may not even know how he was affecting you all them years. You know how you feel about him, but he may not know.
Well, I explained it to him. So he definitely know, because like you gotta think about my mother, God bless, 83. Mm-hmm. You haven't been back for a birthday, anything, family. I lost.
And some people are just runners. Yeah. Some people are just runners. Period. It's nothing else to say. Some people really are literally just runners. They willing to do something wrong. They're like, I ain't going back to that. I'm not gonna deal with that. And that's how they live.
But I lost two sisters, two of my oldest sisters. My oldest sister and another one. I lost Pat and I lost Frank. And at the end of the day, like I lost my father first, so it was a blow when I lost my sister. Mm-hmm. And then I lost my other sister while I was locked up. So it's like, I know they're in a better place because they changed their life. They got time to repent and give their life over to Christ. So it's like you didn't even make it back to them funerals. Mm-hmm. That's deep.
Like I said, some people are runners though. Some people just are. And it's not you know what I'm saying? We all gonna see God. That's all I'm saying. We all gonna see God, and we all can think of how we want to think of people, but everybody has their reasons, and people just do what they're gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But
he just could be somebody who doesn't deal with anything.
But God always said we all not gonna see. We all not gonna make it there.
I ain't say we all gonna make it. I said we all gonna see God. I said we all gonna see God.
Somebody's
we all get
that
judgment.
They might go.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think he's gonna give us. He gonna let us know why we're going where we're going. Okay. So I'll just say that. But some people just don't deal. Right. They just know they did something wrong, and they're like, okay, well, I'm just act like I didn't do nothing wrong. I just keep pushing. But for you, your job is to just forgive, so you can move on like that. Like that pastor told you in jail. Right. Like you said earlier, sometimes the only times you can hear God is when he sits you down. That's why a lot of people sometimes be like, yo, my life was saved when I was incarcerated. Because that's when they were actually able to hear God. When you out on the street, you only care about yourself.
Can't see that.
You can't see nothing. You can't hear anything. So, thank you so much for sharing that. It just got really hot. 1 second. But, what do you call? So now you understanding that, you seen the error of your ways. You come home. You said you did 5 first and then 4. Yes. And this is all because of hustling.
Yeah, the 5 was, well, the 5 I blew trial. But robbery.
Tell them what that means.
All right. I got judged by 12. I went to trial. They charged me with robbery. Okay. Never robbed.
Okay.
Situation happened on the block. Somebody got beat up. Claimed me robbed. Never robbed. Mm-hmm. Went to trial. And the judge kind of told me if you had a judge trial, you probably would have walked.
Wow.
In so many words. But when you have a jury of your peers.
Of your peers. Right.
Which they're not of your peers because, like I said, you got 5 old white ladies, a white guy over here. You don't got little Rakim from the block, and Doc Kim and Shamel.
You don't got Steven.
You don't got Steven. You don't got Steven on there because it was
Yeah.
So, and I blew trial twice.
Wow.
So both of these.
Wait, that same case?
No, that 5 years I blew trial. Came home, I was home 14 years.
Right.
Then I blew trial again on another case because they pulled me over, and the officer said he saw me put drugs in my waist. So he get out, he said, "Put your hand behind your back." I said, "I'm not putting my hand behind my back. Am I under arrest, officer?"
Yeah.
He didn't tell me I'm under arrest. I said, "So I'm not putting my hand behind my back."
Right.
Like, so they wrestled me down the ground, put their knee in my back. I went through everything. I went through all that. Couldn't breathe. I went through all that before that happened.
Right.
And they put the handcuffs on me. They take me to the precinct. Now, mind you just locked me up.
Right.
You say you saw me put the drugs in my waist.
Right.
Why you didn't recover no drugs? But they said when we got to the precinct, when they searched me in the bathroom at the precinct, next to a toilet, they said I tried to throw drugs down the toilet and flush it.
Wow. That's
so
different.
How did the drugs get to the precinct?
Right.
So you let me.
Yeah, you let me go.
All the way to the precinct, to the bathroom, next to a toilet.
Right.
My lawyer right now, Shanahan, is still sick. Like, I don't know
Insane.
how. I had Mike, also I had Mike too. I had Mike there, and he was like, "There's no way you should have got indicted."
That's a
He said,
fact.
"I crushed him one way." He said, "Listen, I had this guy sweating, I crushed him. There's no way." He said, "They got it out for you." I said,
"Gotta be, because wow."
So we go.
Wow.
And I still, like I told you before, I look at it like, wow, they really sent me, they really gave me 4 years. Right. Now, they was trying to give me 19 years. So while we going there, I was sitting there like, I'm not worried about it. So everybody like, "Yo, you so calm about it. Why you?" I said, "I'm not worried about it. They can't do nothing that my man upstairs."
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, they told me 19. If it's 19, that means he felt I should sit for 19 years because it's something I need to catch. But when we went in front of there, the judge gave me 4 years. So my lawyer's like, "Don't smile, don't smile." I said, "Don't smile. Thank you, Your Honor. I'm still going to fight my case because I don't feel that,
this is crazy.
This is
crazy.
This
is
like,
too much.
Like drugs, they saying drugs, they didn't find none that seems a crime, but thank you anyway." So that 4 years, I took it as a learning experience. I took it as God have something you want to talk to me, you want to get me on the right page. And he did. Yeah, I heard him, and it changed up a lot. And the biggest thing that went on was Bible study class. I took Bible study class. I started going there. Don't get me wrong. I was baptized before I came, but I backslid and all that stuff. But when I went in Nassau County, before I went up into that time, one of my friends put me in a Bible study class, and I went there, and I was hearing things. And I was like, oh. And then something stuck on my heart. I carved it on my heart. It stuck there, and I remembered it. And that's Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Never lean on your own understanding. Acknowledge him in all ways, and he'll straighten thy path. And I carved that, and I live by that, and I love it because you know why? I know he's going to straighten my path.
Yes, sir.
So from that time, from hearing that in Bible study, and it's something that I carved it. And when I learned it, I was so happy to express it to other people. Every time I get on the phone, like, "Yo, listen, you gotta listen to Proverbs. Like, read Proverbs 3:5-6. So it was like hype. So when I went upstate, they made me a Protestant facilitator.
Wow.
And when they made me that, it was a situation where there was another guy that was more articulate. All this, he knew the word, he knew the Bible from the front to back. You know,
he's like a theologian.
Yeah, and he could quote a verse from here and there, and came back to Moses and Aaron.
All right now.
Tell
him what you mean.
Moses and Aaron. Moses said Aaron was more articulate. He knew the word. He said, "I didn't choose him."
Moses was a stutterer.
Yeah, I didn't choose him. I chose you. I chose you to go to the people and do X, Y, Z. So I was telling at first. He chooses the unqualified. Right. So I told him, I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna let it." I told the administrator, like, "Listen, he could do it. Like, he's good at this." They're like, "No, Albany didn't choose him. Ooh, Albany chose you." So when he said, the way he said Albany, when she said Albany, I'm like, "Albany, God." That ain't Albany at God. I came back to the. I said, "Listen, y'all. I push for him to be there. They pick him. I'm gonna do it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna work together.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
love that.
Because working together, we get a lot of places. Because by y'all going to the yard and walking with him, that means y'all not following him. Y'all following him.
Yeah, come on, Mr. Hines.
Down to him. So one day we were sitting in Bible study, and I'm like, listen, I want to ask y'all a question. I'm not trying to put nobody under the bus, under the gun. I know you're very articulate with the word, and you got it together and everything. Tides come around. Do you fear tides? Mm-hmm. Like, no. I said, all the Bible you read, it tells you about your tides. I said, but I'm not trying to down you. I'm just trying to show everybody, like, you don't come for him. You come for the word. Right. And everybody get that mixed up. They be like, oh, look at them. Look at that church. Look at that. I don't like how they read. What do you don't come for that.
Come on, sir.
Because the word
is right now.
And it's going to be the word.
Yeah.
No matter what way you put it.
It's the living word. It's the living word.
It's the truth. He's saying beginning was the word.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact.
So
God spoke the word.
So I stuck to that, and it just opened up a lot of doors. And I came back out with the same hunger that I had before I went in for the kids.
Okay.
So that was my whole thing. Like, all right, I'm getting older. I'm gonna leave this earth soon. Right. My son have to know what it's like to be a man. I gotta teach him the right path.
So let me ask you this: when did you have your first son?
I was 21. I have two.
You have two.
I have two I got two baby mothers, but I also have two steps. I didn't use steps.
Two bonus kids, so you got four. You got four sons.
Yeah.
All right. Two biological. When you first had your first biological son, how old were you?
20.
You were 20 years old.
21.
So
5 years.
All right. How old was your son when you first was incarcerated?
He wasn't even born.
He was not born. Okay. When did you have your second son? How old were you when you had your second son?
20.
What's the difference in age?
JJ is 14.
Okay.
John is 29.
Okay.
So,
oh, it was a nice gap.
Oh, yes.
Word. I just had to read the numbers. I'm like, oh, wait, what?
Definitely a gap. I was called, as you said, quote, a dog. Or this one.
Okay.
But I got two sons. I got a 19, a 14, and a 29.
Wow.
Like the gap is so
that's
crazy.
A serious gap.
And it's like, because everybody, like you said, I'm a cancer. They can't figure me out.
No, we can figure out, trust me. Some just don't want to be dealing with. But check out who got. Listen, whoever's with you, loyal.
Yeah. Well,
whoever with you, they ride with you for real. They ride with you and they know you for real. But
true.
My point was, me ask you that because I'm just going back to want to understand. We were sharing earlier. Our fathers and our men are going through stuff. Black men are winning, but they're also going through some things. So at the age of 20, and you have a child on the way, what did that feel like? Because I'm thinking you weren't married yet, correct?
No.
Have you ever been married?
No.
Okay. So to me, 20, and you can tell me what you feel about it. To me, 20, you're not really an adult as far as I'm concerned. You're not really an adult. You're still figuring out adulthood. You know what I'm saying? You feeling it like I'm grown, but a lot of stuff you still just don't know. So what was that like being 20 years old, knowing you about to have a baby?
Well, it was very awkward because I was getting ready to do 5 years. So,
you knew you were about to do time?
Yeah, I blew travel already, so I knew that.
That's what I asked you. You must have missed the question. I was asking you about the situation.
I said when I did my 5 years, I said he wasn't even born.
So she was pregnant.
Yeah.
When you went in. Oh, got you.
So, and she brought him up to see me. It was my first child, so it was awkward. And like I said,
do you regret that?
Yeah, in a way I don't.
Because I always hear like mixed. I see people get into real arguments about, some will feel like you should not bring your child up to see their parent when they're incarcerated. And some like you need to do it so they can know So, tell me what you think about that.
I felt that a child should know who his father is,
Right.
and know the truth of his father.
Okay.
Know what's going on, because at the end of the day, like with my son right now, the 14-year-old, he came to see me on my 4-year day, and every time we left out of here, he cried.
Right. So that's what I'm saying.
But it made him stronger, because I started telling him, "Yo, listen, boy, what are you crying about? We can drink that water. I'm good. You good?" We pray before every, on our conversation. I started teaching him about John, the Bible, and stuff like that, and that was my best friend.
Okay.
I said, "You are my motivation. You're the reason that I make it through what I go through. You're the reason why I don't go through situations in here where it was a time where I would punch somebody in the face in a heartbeat.
Right.
But now the thought is my son. My son just left this baby crying.
So now, okay, and I'm just saying this because don't take it the wrong way. Just say what you feel when I say what I'm about to say.
Right.
You're saying for you being dad and you feel that you're imparting in your son, be strong, you good, but you not knowing what he going through at home or when he in school and there's conversations about dads and he can't chime in that conversation because his father's incarcerated. So that's what I'm saying. Like, do you feel
he always could speak about his father, because I was his first championship football coach.
Okay.
He won his first championship with me. He know his father is in a situation, and I broke it down to my son. Right now, I blew child, like I told everybody, I blew child. I'm still pursuing my innocence.
Right.
At the same token, this is what I'm trying to show you, is like, don't be outside late doing this, because they could pull you over. They could take you away from
you. Still black.
So you're still black. So I have to let him know. And my son, I talked to him, how was school? You got a problem with your homework? You did your homework? You need help? Then they gave us the tablet. So I'm like, if you got any questions, send it on tablet, and I'll help you with it. So, like I was saying before, I was a father, even behind the wall.
Right.
I was a dad more than anything.
Gotcha.
Say
the difference between the two. That's such a big thing.
Yeah, a father is like them guys that run. They could just have the baby and they're gone. He's the father. Yeah, that's my father. My dad, he takes me fishing. He takes me coaching. He coached with me. He take me to the movies. He spent time.
So he put in that time.
He put in that time. But dad puts in that time.
Right.
A father, I can make a baby and go where I want to go.
Right.
And you have that's a lot of things that's going on right now. So that's why when I say I'm a dad, I'm a dad to all them kids I coach, because you got a lot of single mothers coming down there bringing their kids.
Right.
And I'm not the dad where I'm going to in a relationship with their mother or going to hang with their mother. No, I'm a dad. When they come on that field, I'm going to teach them what their father's supposed to teach them. And I'm going to show them the way. And I'm a father. I'm not just a coach. I'm more than a coach, because there's times I told parents, listen, if you get in trouble in school, have the school call me.
Right.
I'll come up there.
Right.
Oh, you'll come? Yeah, I come up there, because we're not a team. We're a team, but we're a family first.
Yeah.
So it's like my son never had to hold his head down about me, because I'm a father.
Right.
Some of them kids that you feel you holding your head down, their father's not even around.
Right.
So always keep your head
My husband said that to me once. We were out with 2 kids, came out for my son's birthday and celebrate 4th of July or whatever. He's like, you could tell they ain't got no pops. You could tell. He said, they pops is alive, but you could tell they not around. He was feeling some type of way about it. You know what I mean? And I felt some type of way. I felt sad for my husband, because my husband hurt. He let these kids, like, I could tell how they act. Like, they don't have nobody.
Right.
I'm like, we got to do better. Like, it takes a village. So, thank you so much for saying
that's what motivates me a lot too. Shout out to Chase Money too.
Yeah.
He was a lot of help.
Chase Money the brand.
Yeah, Chase Money the brand. A lot of help.
Yeah.
And I said,
that's black men winning.
And you know what's so crazy, right? I'm 51. He's a little younger than me. I'm 51.
A little bit.
But
no,
yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
I ain't want to put that out there. The knowledge that he fed me when I came there to get embroidery done, and it went from embroidery. I already knew who he was before that.
It's divine connections.
Yeah, I knew who he
was.
God. Yeah, he drilled me and everything. Yo, go get the cricket. Yo, go get the press. The next day, yo, I got the cricket. Yo, the next day, yo, the press is on the way. He like, oh, I see what you. And I showed him what I was about, and he was like, open arms. He's like, yo, because you showing me. You didn't.
Yeah.
I
You
didn't
ain't
say
just
go,
talking about it.
Yeah, go get the cricket,
Yeah.
and then I come back 3 weeks
3
later
more,
and you don't got it. I'm like, yo, you got the cricket yet? Like, nah, yo, I'm gonna get it. He said it today. Tomorrow was in the. I was coming back out like, how do I work this out? Like you like wow. So I'm really big him up because he's out to help the people.
Right.
And that's what
Shout
we need.
out to my husband.
Yes.
So that's what we talk. That's what we're talking about. So he's speaking about how and we're gonna get into the clothing line now, but basically saying how he came to my husband, you know, about the shirt situation. My husband telling him what to buy, he going to get it, and it just kind of went like that. But he's also saying that he noticed that he had no problem speaking about different things as well. So they building while they building. So that's black men winning.
That's iron sharpening iron.
Iron sharpens iron. That's a fact. And that's we gotta keep. That's what this platform is for. I really want people to understand. You know, everybody that looks like us is not the crab in the barrel thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A lot of us really do want all of us to win.
Right.
So when he's saying this clothing line is deeper than, he can't just sell it to somebody who don't understand the movement, who don't understand the blood that's poured on this thing. That's what that's about. Right. You know what I'm saying? We can segue right into that right now. Actually. Right. So John Hines, father, coach, mentor. Hello. You're a mentor, sir. You're a mentor. You're a mentor. Because I know there's a lot of single mothers who trying to keep this. Shout out to the single mothers too who trying to keep their sons active. Right. It's hard. It is hard. Especially for our kids. Our sons. Our daughters too, but our sons. You already know, they're the head. They're supposed to be the head. So the enemy's gonna constantly come for our sons. So when you're a single mom raising a son and there's no dad there, you honestly do look to the coaches because that's who the kids are looking to. Right. So, shout out to the mothers who are unashamed, when it comes to their kids not doing right and they going right to the coach. Like, listen, he done got a C. I don't know what he doing, but he ain't gonna be playing and you like this. What's going on?
Well,
yeah.
Don't take him out the game. Let me
School first though.
Yeah, and that happened with me because it was a mother that took us on like, whoa.
Yeah.
Don't take him from the game.
Let's see what's going on.
If you take him from the game, then he sit home to do what? So let me help you with it. I got him. Right. He ain't gonna play next game though. I got him. Let him come to the game. We drilled him, practice, made him run laps, crawl. We burnt it out of him. Like, yo, I'm coming up to the school, next time you get in trouble. Right. And you're not playing this week because of you.
What happened?
So it worked. Right. It worked. And it works a lot because a kid really want to come on Sunday and play.
Yeah.
So now you got to sit out the whole game.
They don't want to be that kid that's not playing.
Yeah.
They want to be with their peers.
I got yelled at one, but I didn't get yelled at. They was mad at me one year because one of our kids got in trouble. Yeah. Mom said, yo, he can't play. I said, let's do it like this. Let him play at halftime. So we just show him that he didn't just let you down himself down. He let the team down.
Right.
So we lost that game. We lost by a point. So everybody like coach looking like, yo, what? You got Tachi out to halftime. He wouldn't. I said, so what?
It's lessons to be learned. This is gonna happen in life. Y'all gotta do right. You gotta do right.
We see him next week. We have to play them in the playoffs anyway. We played them in the playoffs. We won. Yeah. But he wasn't in trouble. He went to school.
He remembered. He like, I ain't gonna never let that happen again.
That's it.
He remember how he felt.
Yeah. So that's
love that,
it, man.
That's lessons.
Like we can have I can sit here and talk all day about a couple of things in life. I could talk about one thing. I could talk about forever. I could talk about God forever.
Right. I know that's right.
Like, I always get caught up in. Don't get me wrong. I'm still me. I go to little bars.
Right.
And somebody might say something. I'm like, what are you talking about? Then I start breaking down certain things.
And they like, oh.
Yeah. Girls tried that last night when she told me, oh, Jesus is saying, Jesus. I said, whoa, what are you talking about? Whoa, shorty. So our friend was looking at me like, so I broke it down. Her friend.
John said, whoa, shorty.
Yeah. Her friend was yesing her like,
he said, time out.
Yeah, because her friend was agreeing. So when I broke it down to her friend, I was like, well, if you notice, Jesus came, they asked him why he always with the prostitutes, the tax collectors, the killers, and murderers, and all that. He said, because the righteous don't need me. I said, he died for our sins. See, a lot of y'all read this Bible and y'all don't understand the Bible. Why? Because you're not spiritually connected. You got to have a relationship with him. One. Number two, you read the Old Testaments and they talk about, oh, you can't eat this and do that. but we don't fall under the Old Testament. We fall under the New Testament, the blood of Jesus. So you got to understand, most of the people that you introduce the Bible to, starting from John.
Right.
The New Testament. Don't try to send them back to the Old Testament because that's
but some of it's not ignorance either. Some of it's they want to pick and choose what they want to listen to and what they don't. Right. So it ain't always. Sometimes it ain't always the ignorance. Sometimes it's just purposefully. Well, I'm gonna listen to this part of the Bible, but I ain't gonna do that part. So you know, sometimes it's individual.
Yeah, but the Bible, the word is the word.
Yeah, we don't.
So I don't have to try to maneuver it.
You don't.
I can just read what it say.
You don't, but some do. Yeah, and they gonna.
And you know, like, and I told person, I said you can read parts of the Bible, and you can read a quote of the Bible, and it'll tell you one thing, but it tell me
right.
What I'm going through.
It's the living word.
It's the living word. So I might be having a bad day at work. You might be having a bad day at the house. When you read it, it's gonna end.
It's gonna touch that thing.
Touch what you need.
So, absolutely.
Anyway, we talking about okay.
Yeah.
Get to the
I got you. Yeah. So now, mentor, coach, you're influencer. As far as I'm concerned, because you're an influence when you're able to tell a kid, listen, you ain't doing right in school. You're gonna sit this game out. We're gonna get it together, right?
Right.
Cool. And that changes life. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if I'm still podcasting, so I got my show in years from now. I might end up having one of those kids from your team bigging you up just like you picked up those coaches that was in your life. Right. Because that's how God works. It's divine connections. So now let's get to Black men winning, Black women winning, youth winning. Where did this clothing line come from and why the name?
Well, the clothing line came from, when I came over doing 4 years, I said, you know what? I have to build something for my son and my grandson, because that's what
your grandfather too.
Yeah, my oldest son had grandson.
He said,
and it's crazy because it's sort of like the situation I went through. My
What's that mean?
Son, he's locked up, and
okay.
My grandson, his son was born.
Wow.
That right there, that kind of like bothered me in so many ways, because
when you see come back around,
when it came around, but also the way I am with JJ, my 14-year-old, like you said, and you made a valid point. I was 20. I came home. I was a father, but I wasn't a father. You know, little things. As I come spending quality time with JJ, I learned from the mistakes I made with my older son. Because I made mistakes. Can't sit there and sugarcoat it. I made mistakes. Yeah, it's time my son see me jump out the car. I'll probably get in a situation with somebody or whatever. And that's the vision I saw with my father. When I came up with my father, listen, my father's hard. You like
street dude?
Listen, he wasn't straight, but he was like, listen to this is my lady. Don't curse in front of my lady.
He ain't play.
Yeah, watch him out, curse in front of my lady, and he's not playing.
Right.
He's gonna tell you that once, and then it's
he up.
Razor coming out cut. So it's like I'm saying like
razor come out of cut.
Yeah, little buddy.
He was quick on it.
And it's right back in his pocket. And he
right.
And I'm looking like, wow. So I'm there and I'm seeing it. I'm like, wow. He did that real fast, like no problem, no hesitation, back in the pocket, grab my mother and me.
We out.
I'm sitting there like, wow. So that's what the man of the family supposed to do. He supposed to protect his queen.
Say that part. We're gonna get to that too.
Because that right there comes from that made me build Black men winning. Black men winning is to uplift my people, let them know that there's nothing we can't do. He gave us dominion over everything.
Love it.
So when I say that, we look at a lot of parents, a lot of kids that don't end up going to college. So when they don't end up going to college, it's stuff that they need to know with their hands. How to lay carpet, how to lay tile. I told my son he's 14. He's 14 now, but when he was 12, like 13, stuff like that, me, God bless H, me and Big H, we was doing home improvement, and I bring my son with me.
Right.
He got to learn this. I want to learn how to lay down the floors. I want to learn how to cut sheetrock. I want to learn how to do things like that. And I want to, in the future, I'm working on getting programs so these kids could have that automotive, graphic design and banking, how to bank and money, how to real estate. We need to teach these kids at a young age. And that's where we
come on, husband.
We on it. We be losing because our kids don't know this.
Yeah.
you have. I don't pick and say, oh, the white kids or the Hispanic kids, but this what these other races teach their kids at a young age.
Absolutely.
The Spanish guy, he taught his kid how to push that lawnmower, start it up, and work that weed whack at a young age.
Absolutely.
So by the time
taught them how to detail cars, all that.
So by the time they get out of high school, they done mastered it.
Yeah.
So
they start their own.
Yes, and we ain't teaching our kids that. So
some of us.
Because
our kids business owners already.
Yeah,
my little one's only 8.
Yeah, he's a business owner. I tip my hat. I'm trying to get JJ on that same page. He's 14. I'm like, yo, boy, pay attention. You in middle school now. You in junior high.
And time
you got
flies.
Black youth winning. You could have brand your stuff. And don't get me wrong. He went to school. He had a little chase money on. He had black men winning on. And one of the guys, one of my friends, he came like, yo, my son wants a sweatsuit. I'm like, all right, I got you. And he bought a sweatsuit. So I go to JJ. I said, you saw your friend with a sweatsuit? I said, because he saw you with the sweatsuit. Right. So you got to think about all your little friends.
You are your brand.
Basically. And your friends that are around you, like LeBron did with his team. We want you to bring them together. Don't worry about the product.
Right.
The product. I'll take care of the product.
Right.
Get your team together and put dudes in position. So when it grows, you grow and they grow with you.
Right.
And that's a company right there.
Absolutely.
Friends that could be bonded together and go places.
Absolutely.
So,
we got work to do.
Yeah, so once I made Black Man Winning, it was me and my sister. Like I said, we was inside the house, I was like, well, what kind of name can I come up with? And she said, well, what do you feel about the race, the black race, black people? I said, she said, I'm winning.
Now let me ask you this. When coming up with the name, because I feel like, when did you start the line? Was this around the time, was this around when George Floyd was killed?
I know, I came home in 2020.
Okay.
It was before, they had Black Lives Matter.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So that's when I'm like, was the name something connected to that?
It was, in a way.
Because the energy, the atmosphere was very, it was a lot going on in the atmosphere at the time.
It was a lot.
And then you started this line and I was like, yes. When my husband told me, I was like, yes.
But you know why because like, we be put in situations, and I'm trying to put it the right way. I don't live off of, the white man is the white man. I don't live off that.
Okay.
I live off, I made a mistake.
Right.
And he's just achieving. He's just accomplishing. He's going forward with what he got.
Yeah, he's doing what he's supposed
to do. I'm behind. I'm behind because I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. Because it was right here in my face. So now we know we're winning now. A lot of us is winning. Yeah. And they hate the fact that we know about Bitcoin.
They know about what they know.
The stock market, how to flip houses, how to start a business, how to run a business, how to get loans and get your business going. We know about that. Our race is so smart. When I say they're so smart, not to bring up stuff like that, but they know how to hack the computer, play the computer, get money, but don't know what to do with the money.
Right. Oh my God, we were just talking about this the other day.
And that's what they've been doing.
Man.
What's crazy is the other races have been doing that already with the money. They've been chopping and boom, 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 and getting loans and all this stuff.
But you also know the difference too is we don't share with each other. Because what I mentioned earlier, everybody's not the crabs in the barrel thing. We're not crabs in the barrel because all you did was ask this man, yo, this is what I want to do. And my husband's like, yo, buy this. That means there's no competition. I'm embracing you. I'm excited for you.
Right.
So I don't feel nothing. We have to be doing the same thing. But I know what God has for me is for me, and what God has for you is for you. I'm going to help you with your vision. So there's no crab in the barrel thing. We can share ideas. Right. But in other races, that's natural. In our race, we got to come by information by happenstance a lot of times. Right. We're just starting to share information. Right. You understand what I'm saying?
And some don't even want it. Some feel like they just want to do it. I got it.
No, you ain't lying. Listen. That's a fact. They don't. You got to be teachable. If you want to be successful in, let me just say this, in anything, in your marriage, as a parent, as an entrepreneur, business owner, whatever it is, you have to be coachable. You have to be teachable. You don't want to be the smartest person in the room. Right. You know, we talk about iron sharpens iron. I'm okay with you teaching me something. I could be doing something for 20-something years. Right. You come in and show me something brand new. Right. Thank you. Right. Because now it's going to add on to my expertise. Right. I learned something new. Not, nah, I'm good. I've been doing it 20 years.
Yeah.
Beloved, you're not gonna win. That's why so many people will start something and just be winning like that, because you don't know how long they've been researching and looking into that particular thing and not stuck on, oh, I know what I'm doing. I don't need nobody to. You're not gonna win that way.
Yes.
I just had to say that.
That's,
go ahead.
No, that's a fact.
Yeah.
Because I've been coaching for like 20-something odd years, and before I went and did my 4 years, I won a championship with my son. When I came home in 2020, I coached with the 5 and 6 year olds.
Okay.
Had 16 kids. Only 2 of them had a little bit of understanding of the football game, but we didn't lose a game.
Wow.
So it comes from coaching, and it comes from the communication. It comes from the love that they feel. So when you give a kid that type of love, that means they'll move the mountains for you. So they love to see you happy.
That's the one.
Smiling. So they see you happy, smiling, and you give them a high five. Good job.
They know they did a good job.
They did a good job. So we have fun. So I'm building a team now. We're building, and we got new coaches probably coming over there. So it's like when they come, I'm a teacher as well as a student for the rest of my life.
Right.
So I'm not against what you have to say. If you see something and wow, you brought something to my attention. And like you said, we're not really outraged. Just be like, oh, nah, some. Yeah, you gotta say some. But it's more than
it should be.
Yeah. So like, I tip my hat to my little nephews. They got backyard barbecue. You know, to come out, right?
This is a restaurant.
Yeah, 300 Woodcliff Avenue.
That's right. Go get some food.
Definitely.
Good weather.
And we also
good atmosphere.
And backyard slices. We got, you know, because we went through a situation down there. And Black Men Winning, Reverend Mackey, and another activist came down there, and so Paul.
Shout out to Brother Mackey.
And they came down there, and we had a peaceful protest. Okay. And for a backyard barbecue, they was trying to shut us down because the situation happened down in Tropics, and
so Tropics is another establishment
down the block,
down the way.
We got one straight across the street from us, so they got 2 establishments. They got one down the street, one across the street. Okay. Somebody got stabbed down there, and it trickled to our parking lot. So when it trickled down to our parking lot, they tried to make it like the balance game, like so. We talked to the mayor one day, and I had to laugh because I called him like on the phone. I'm like, "Yeah, how you doing, sir? We're trying to find out what's the situation with backyard barbecue. Like, how come they're not open?" He said, "Well, it's known gang. They not known gang member." I said, "Whoa!" I said, "Whoa, sir, whoa." Wow. You know, I always hear people.
So backyard. So the restaurant is Black owned. Let's just say that. Where it's located is predominantly white town. Right. Let me just say that part. I just want to be clear. Go ahead.
So I said, "Oh, you know, I always got the whoa part in there." I'm like, "Whoa, sir, you running with this?" I said, "So basically, what you're saying is, one, every black person that goes inside a restaurant is gang related."
Come on, sir.
You're stereotyping. I just need to know that. And before I go to stereotyping, I could go a little bit more, whereas I go like racial profile and things of that nature. But I'm not gonna go that far with you. I'm gonna have my attorney go that far with you. I said because I know that you saying these same kids that was down at Tropics, that was at the other Tropics at Bracos and all these other spots, they gang related.
Yeah.
Because them same kids go there too.
Right.
I said number 2, our job is my nephew's job is when they come in there is take their order, serve their food. If they of age, get their alcohol and leave. Right. I can't stop you at the door and say, "Excuse me, are you gang related?"
Right.
What set you claiming? Come on.
Not what set you claiming.
You know, so it's like,
it's like, let's be real.
So I told him, I said, "You know what, man, it was nice talking to you. Well, I'm gonna have my attorney get in contact." He said, "Why you have your attorney get in contact with me?" I said, "Because I'm Black Man Winning. And what you said right now was stereotyping and racial profiling and what I'm for. I think my lawyer needs to know this." And he's like, "But this don't have nothing to do with backyard barbecue." You're right, it doesn't. It has to do with the conversation me and you just had. I don't know if you think you thought you was gonna get an ignorant conversation every day. I was gonna spaz out back. I didn't know I'm gonna go to proper channels. Right. Proper channels have my attorney get in contact with you for the things that you said. And I basically recorded what you said.
Right.
You know, even though I didn't record what you said. I recorded what you said so he could froze up. But you know, everything got swept under the rugs. Right. So what we did after that, what my nephew and them did after that is backyard slices to let them know that we're not going anywhere. This is what Black Men Winning is. Them 2 guys, I tip my hat to them because that was their childhood friends.
Right.
And they came a long way.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't fold.
Right.
They stayed firm on what they believed.
They're from Roosevelt as well?
They're from Roosevelt
Love
as well.
this.
And they staying firm on what they believe. They came through the same community as these same kids come through. And they're showing them that
it could be done.
It could be done. And they're free when they
Come on, I love my people.
And like last season, they sponsored us. They sponsored 40 kids that play football in Roosevelt. So it's like they give back to the community. And this is what we need. We need the younger kids from our community to come back out, even start coaching these kids, working with them. This is why I said, that's why I love my community, because you do have pieces in there that's gonna support the stay firm and back, and they're not gonna fall.
Positivity.
Gonna stay there, you know. And we have those that, like you said, got their money and left. I don't want to throw shots.
Shout out to Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Shout out. You know,
I just saw a clip of him going. Some clip was going around with him mentioning some spot in Roosevelt.
Dr. J, you know, we shout out Dr. J. You know, but you know what's so crazy? Most don't know Howard Stern came from Roosevelt.
No, I know that.
All right, a lot of people don't know, but you know, and you could get back.
Right.
It don't hurt. It don't hurt.
Even if you can't, you can get back your money because you got it.
Yeah. and
you have the funds.
Even,
you know,
like, you know what's so crazy? Because most people say, "Oh, you pay for that kid to play or live around." No, I didn't pay for him. Because he provides for us.
Yeah.
So therefore, you got to understand. It's time you have bills. You like, I'm gonna pay this, and it comes up. It works its way out. He's gonna provide for you.
Listen, when your hand closed, you can't get anything. You can't give anything. So it's better to give. All people who are givers are always blessed. People who are givers, everything is always met. They may not always know how, but it ends up being handled because you're a giver. God encourages us to give. Wow, thank you.
Before I forget, Kyle, that's
receivers too. No, no, I'm a giver, so I'm receiving. Okay? Hello, thank you.
That's a black woman. I
love this.
But this is what you are as well.
Yes, with all the dope women too.
And this right here is
love that.
Black
woman. I love me
and phenomenal black woman. And you're
love
a phenomenal
this. Thank
black
you.
woman.
Appreciate that. Let me put that right here so you can see.
And what I have, like you said, back on the note of my business, how I came up with Black Men Winning is because I want all the young men that I coach, because they all look up to me, and I want them to know that they're young men right now. They're becoming men, and there's nothing they can't do.
Right.
There's nothing on this earth that they can't do. They can make it any way.
If you can make it, if you can change your life around, you're living proof that you can make. If you make the bad decisions, it's your choice. Once you come to, you know what I'm saying. I think that's the thing that's probably why you will always be respected, because people know what you used to be.
Yeah.
You remember what you used to be, but you don't even know how other people saw you. You know what I'm saying? You're honest, you don't know. But it's other people you probably never speak to, don't know from nowhere, who may soon they hear your name like, he's a coach. What?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I went through that.
So that means people can understand, like, wow, I know what type of time this dude was on back in the day. So if he's doing all A, B, and C, that means what's my excuse?
Some people be acting like, why they call you Uncle K? I'm like, okay, because I'll be stuck for a second. Then I'm like, well, I used to be chaos, but now I'm chaos for the cause.
Right.
I'm still chaos, but it's for the cause.
Right.
So they're like, how you figure that? I'm for the cause. It's for the people. It's for the kids. It's for my people.
Yeah.
Like to uplift my people now. It
I'm
wasn't chaos
now.
before. The chaos before was like, was for my people. If you cross them, then I'm coming. But now it's like, man,
I see things differently.
Let's work this out. It don't have to go that far. I have people that around me, they be real angry. I'm like, bro, like, it's not that serious. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Because a guy one day started, he was talking to me at the bar, because he did some tapping. I'm like, yo, hey, what are you doing? Just say pardon me. Like,
right.
Oh, I heard something. I said, all right, please, it's good. It's all right. He come back, yo, I felt like you disrespected me. I'm like, how? Oh, you just brushed me off. I said, brush you off. He said, because the way I was back before, I was a gangster. Like, I said, True. He said, I could have went to my car and come back. I said, wow. I said, well, I saw you when you left out and you came back in. That's one. Number two, you was a gangster. You wouldn't tell me.
And we no conversation.
You had the conversation with me. Three, when I said it was enough, that was it. It was over. You spoke your piece. It was over.
Yeah.
He said, yeah. I said, why? Because what you said, you were. If I felt any kind of way, I'd punch you in your face. I'm telling you this straight up. So I don't. It's black and white to me. There's no gray areas. You know, if I tell you, listen, Laisha, I don't like you. Could you stay on your way out my way? I feel you should respect me for being straight up. Instead of smiling in your face like, yo, I hate
like
her.
You playing.
I hate her. She always coming out and speak to me. You know, when I have people speaking to me, you know, now I don't even know them. Some of them I just like, hey, you know that. And we have a conversation, and the black man winning, it stands out a lot. Yeah. Because that's all I wear. Right. You know, don't get me wrong, chase money. I wear your stuff too. But you know, like I don't mind helping my people. Hush
You
Jones.
are your brand.
Yeah, Hush Jones. I respect Hush Jones. I respect my cousin Sean. He got the loose screws. I respect everybody. Anybody that's trying to do that.
Yes.
I'm behind them. I'm backing them. You know. What's crazy is I saw a little kid by the parkway when I was coming over the parkway. They selling water. He said, "How much your water?" They said $2. I said, "Whoa, $2? Whoa, wait."
Yeah, he got me for $2 the other day. I said, "Keep the water though."
Yeah, I had to give him $2 because it's the effort.
Right.
He's doing.
He could be doing something else.
Doing something else.
That's a fact.
And that's what somebody they nominated me for a clothing line. Going down in clothing line and nominated me in the little show they had.
Oh, like a contest?
Yeah, they have me nominated in that, right? And I'm like, that's cool, that's peace, but I'm not really a clothing line.
I'm a movement.
I'm a movement. I'm the uplift. My
sir.
Notice, like my shirt, the one I just gave. I didn't give you that one. I gave you this one. It said behind every black man winning is a strong black woman winning. Right. You know, and with these two, bring that youth.
That's the one.
So we both together make that youth.
That's
so
it.
We have to bring that youth up in the right path, and we have to do it together.
Yeah.
That means I'm living by the rules back in the days when I came up. If my neighbor saw me doing something, she smacked me inside the head. And then when you come to the house, my father smacked me again. So it's like, this is what goes on in my
It's a village. It's a village.
And it's crazy because a lot of people like, okay, you made it 360. I said, no, I didn't make it 360. God just straightened me out. Yeah. I give him thanks and praise for everything he do every time he wake me up. So it's not me. He ordered my steps. So he's telling me he's living through me. Right. And I just, it'd be times I used to talk in the morning on live, and I went to AutoZone, and my friend Matt, he's a white guy, Matt, he said, yo, what's up, man? You didn't speak this morning. I said,
see that?
I got a little late. He said, yo, you know you motivate me every morning.
See that?
So I said, wow.
That's how this was birthed.
I said, thanks.
Doing lives.
You know, it's
people
crazy.
like, no, where you? When I'm going to work, I'm like, I'm just doing it.
Yeah,
that's how you know it's God.
And it's crazy because I'm like, oh, well, he said, nah, it's just your energy. You wake up in the morning, you talk, you glory be to God, and then you go into your topic, and some of them be just hitting right on time. And I'm like, well, that's not me. That's him upstairs because sometimes I go on live, sometimes
big
I
him,
don't.
little me.
So he orders those words. He direct those words. He
drops in your spirit.
And that's what happened when I was the policy facilitator. There was times in there like he said, man, you was on fire today. I'm like, I don't know where it came from, but it came because before I speak, I ask, just like now, I ask the Lord to direct my words. Lead me in the right direction. Right. And that's what he do. You know, Black Men Winning, me and my sister came up with it, and we came up with the fist, and then from the fist basically came, and she was like, I made one with a nail for the Black woman when it's like, no. And then shout out to
she said no.
Yeah, she said no, it's not gonna work. And then Shantae, she's another female, she's a friend, a real close friend of mine, and she helped me as well on her end because she got women of integrity.
Oh, okay.
And she always wanted me to come help her.
Wait, I think I follow her.
Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Okay.
And remember I gave the link she posted.
Yeah, and when you sent it, I said I follow her. Right.
Yeah. So she got Women of Integrity, but she also got Man of Integrity too. So she wanted me to be involved with Man of Integrity because she saw the movement I came with when I came home. But she helped me design. Well, not design. She helped me put myself in the right perspective. And then I got Sharon. She also helped me a lot with the vendors going over things because I got slippers on the way. I got black women slippers. She's
the slides.
Yeah. She's really a lot of help. She's like the female Chase Money because it's like if I ask a question, she'll help me and she'll break it down. If I
listen, right now, divine connections, I'm telling you.
So she really,
when it's God, He will orchestrate it, or He will bring the right people to you. That's why you don't have to compete with other people. You really don't. That's for somebody. You really don't.
And Miss
you don't have to compete with other people.
Like Miss Bling do a lot. She did the change for me. She do a lot, and when we talk, it's like she helped me with a lot of things. Like there'd be times I'd be lost. I'm like, she's like, well, you gotta brand your stuff on different things. I got pocketbooks coming. I got bed comforters. I got all type of things coming. But she, like I said, she's just like Chase. Them are two people that I love that I met in my life, and Shantae, and there's a lot of people that met you as well. Like
it's God.
And my nephew was just motivating. These are guys that I look at them. I look at Chase Money. I knew Chase. I knew Chase before he was Chase Money the brand. So when you look back, you're like, wow, I can do that too.
It's God. Telling you.
Too. My little nephews, they came from bad to owning 2 restaurants.
And doing things in their community.
And giving back.
Giving back. You gotta give back. I just want to say that. You gotta give back.
The key to everything. Right now, I can give everything I got, anything I have, to give back to my community, to them kids. Yeah. You know, because I came up playing football and having fun. And back when we came up, it was big.
Right.
All the parents.
Sports is a big deal. Yeah.
And now it's like, wow, like you said, this is where it comes in with the single mothers. And the father's not there and the man's not in the kid's life. So now the numbers of our football program and the kids want to come out to play. It's not what it used to be because they're home playing the game and they don't want to play.
Not motivated.
Not motivated. So it's a lot that goes on with that. It goes with the men out here in our community just stepping up. All right, you see Shorty every day, you'll holler at her to take out to dinner. We'll get into the kid life.
Right.
Ask her how's the kid doing. Before you ask about dinner, ask her how the kid doing. Yo, is he in sport? Is he in it? I'll be everywhere. Oh, he's 5. Oh, he's...
Bring him, yeah. Bring him to the park.
My own girl over there, like, yo, how old is your daughter? She doesn't know. I said, my niece needs to do cheerleading. Bring her over to the field and cheerleading. Because they gotta have direction. With no direction, they lost. Yeah,
that's what adults too. So we got to cultivate our children. It's adults out here that's just moving around by happenstance. Don't have no real direction, and that's why you get involved in all kind of things because you don't even know why you're making these movements. I think I said it to my brother once. I'm like, it's like having a GPS and not putting a destination in there. You're just wandering. You roaming around. Nothing's you can't get anything from that.
Can't get a foundation.
So thank you so much for everything you're doing, with our children and with the families, because listen, if you able to talk to the mothers and all that, that's, our mothers are supposed to be our nurturers, and a lot of times when it's just them, they carry so much. And nobody wakes up wanting to be a bad parent. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wakes up wanting to be a bad parent, but you start to feel that way when you're not able to give or you desire to give your child. So if you encounter, a coach or a mentor for your kids, and that can help them, please, sir, please, ma'am, do that for your child. Nobody's getting a reward for being the best single mother. Y'all got to stop that. That's for somebody. I don't know who that's for. God made me say that for something. Y'all got to stop glorifying this whole, I'm a single mother and A, B, and C. And a lot of times, y'all not single mothers, y'all are single women.
Right.
You just don't, you're not with the dad. Right. But you have someone in your child's life, so you're a single woman. You're not a single mom. Right. So same thing with the guys too. You know what I'm saying?
They got to figure out why they're single.
Yeah, and that.
Because some of them just like, you could have a good guy or you could have a good woman, and they just know how to mess that up.
Well, you just don't know what to do with them.
Right. So now,
goes back to what we said before. Some of them are not teachable. Some of them are not coachable. You go in a relationship thinking that you know it all, but you're not even trying to get to know your mate. You're just trying to give them you and think that's enough, and that's not enough. So it's not going to work.
But we do have to come to understanding that as mothers and fathers, and some of the fathers that got daughters, and some of them like real talk, and you see how you treat her mother, so she probably accept that and think it's okay for her to be treated like that coming down the line. So a lot of these guys, and it's sad, y'all got to get in your kids' lives. I'm not, don't get me wrong, you got women that's nagging, aggravating, whatever, but it's not about her.
Right.
And that's once you get into that, is you got some guys that don't want to be in their kids' lives because their baby mother is with somebody else. It's not about your baby mother. It's about the kid. So then me and my baby mother, and I'm sure you know her, Karen, she's like I said, I don't have a problem with best friends. You know, I don't care who she messed with. She got a little boyfriend, and I move on. I don't care about that.
Right.
I tell them right off the bat.
About your son.
Playboy.
Wait, not Playboy.
Sometimes you gotta break it down. Sometimes you gotta
I hope you're just saying that to me and not to this person.
No,
Playboy.
No, I don't sugarcoat nothing.
But is that sugarcoat or is that disrespect though?
It's not.
Because you're a man. Would you be okay if somebody came to like, you're a Playboy, I'm about to be in your son's life? You're gonna feel disrespected.
Not that. I'm not saying I'm gonna be in this kid's life. I'm just saying when like I go to her friend, like her little boyfriend or whatever.
Stop calling little boyfriend.
I say it like that. No disrespect. That's just my lingo.
Okay, that's just how you talk.
My lingo is like, that's how I talk. Like for instance, I heard you say
what?
I heard you say beloved. Sometimes like beloved. Like,
yeah.
Can we speak for a second? But I'll be like, try to put some little laugh laugh to it, like Playboy. Listen, I love
the Playboy's killing me.
I love my son to death, right? And I love my baby mothers. You know, even though they piss me off sometimes, I love my baby mothers for giving me the life. You know,
absolutely.
So if it's up, don't put your hands on my baby mother.
Right. Right.
You got a problem? Come holler.
That one right
you
there.
Want to holler? Her baby father, he called me all the time. Like we talk when they was going through their problem. I'm like, yo, if you want to do something, come holler. Call me. We go hang out, get something to drink, chill. Like, don't put your hands on my baby mother because just in case my son might be around, and if he jump in and you touch him, I know what I'm going to do to you. I know what I'm going to do. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. Yana, it's me. Like, I know I'm doing, so to avoid that, don't put your hands on my baby mama.
He's like, I'm a medium in orange, okay? It's going down. Okay.
I don't like the coffee, they don't got no sugar. So it's like, so you sit there, you look like, so some of them respect it. Yeah. And they be like, nah, me, I don't have time for that anyway. I don't have time to be beefing and arguing with a woman. I don't have time to go through that. Because by me going back and forth with you, beefing and arguing and going through it, that means I just missed another dollar. I just missed another opportunity. I just missed something else.
Yeah,
something else, John. Because I'm sitting there arguing with you where I just
you're a distraction right now.
You're a distraction right now. So why don't we just go our ways? Yeah. And you can do what you want to do and
save us time.
And we great. Because I'm not going to stop going where I'm going.
Right.
I'm going to
Tunnel
the top.
Vision, baby.
You know, and I offer people, black women, when I offer the opportunity people to join me. I'm by myself. There's no team with this right now.
Well, you just named the team.
Listen, I know, but when I said there's no team, when I started this company, I named the people that help me. Right. That's my backbone. That's my backbone. But when I said team, the one that's gonna run this and the one that I got somebody doing this and one doing
they coming. Because it's a vision.
Right.
It's a vision.
Now, when I say that is, I gave people opportunities. They could come.
Gotcha.
And I go on Facebook plenty of times. Like, yo, listen, I started this, but it's not just the clothing. Right. It's a lot more.
I'm in this.
It's the kids. Yeah. It's the mentor. It's the going to pro. Andre is 13. Shout out to you too. He came and we was backing up the mayor from Elmont, Solange.
Oh, Solange?
Yeah. We came and spoke up at Backyard Barbecue. And I gave him a Black Man Winning shirt. He put it on. I what he's speaking, I like him for it. I understand it because it was a lot going on. We was up there in Hempstead. We spoke, and he called me up there. Hush Jones, Tyree. He called me up there, and I came. I gave him a shirt. He put it on right then there. Boom, Black Man Winning shirt. He's taking pictures. He's on the camera. So it's like I'm for him.
Right.
Like I like what he's speaking. So, but I have this thing with voting.
You're not political. That's what you're basically saying. You're not really political.
I know. Butter done told you
what
about things that like. I got this song called "Jesus My President." He never told you.
I think he did tell me something. I don't remember the title, but he definitely told me something in reference to music.
It's called "Jesus My President," and I don't know if you.
Spit something.
Oh man, I knew she was coming.
Yeah, you better know. Listen, you know I sing. Let me hear something.
I thought she was gonna spit something.
Earlier.
And
let me hear part of it.
You know, it basically it goes, Jesus my president, Christ who I voted for. Show me someone stronger than the Lord thy Father. Died age 33. He did that for you and me. Sacrificed, gave us a chance for eternal life. The blood wasn't given to judge, it was to save all of us. God gave his only son to show us he loved all of us. 3 hours of torture, never shedded one tear, side pierced, never broke a bone in his body. Jews screaming, kill him. Jesus on the cross saying, Father, forgive him. Went and frozen hell gates, came back in 3 days, gave a 106.10 to his disciples, teach all nations. That's a direct order. This is my message now. You can stop guessing now. When Christ come back, it's the new world order. Don't wait until the last second. This is set you should be repping. Thank the Lord for all your blessings. How far you expect to get if you won't keep on half-stepping? The Bible is your best weapon. God is your only protection. Your goal should be eternal life. And I just gave you all directions. Who you voting for? That's why I don't vote for men. Man can't control the world.
Who you voting for?
Jesus.
Love it.
You know, and you know, it's so many things as I walk through the valleys of the shadows of death. I fear no evil. Why? Because Lord, I'm blessed. You died for me. It's a must I ride with thee. Thank you, Lord, for keeping your right hand on me. The blood of the Son, the greatest sacrifice. Jesus Christ gave his life to have eternal life. The rainbow is the covenant of you keeping your word. No one greater, the creator. You don't owe me nothing. Breathing life into my nostrils and that make me an apostle, another disciple, because we born in the image of you. There's a world going on outside. No one is safe from. Me against the world, no spirits against the flesh. God never tempted you. That's Satan trying to convince you. Be your Lord, your heart and mental, and that walk will be simple. Faith is a substance of something that isn't seen. The Father gave his son, I ain't see it, but I believe. Jesus on the cloud, they told him Lazarus died. Then he brought him back, another wonderful whack. So we could go. There's a lot of stuff to go on. Yeah, I don't want to get into it. But
I was dope.
And I pulled my sister been waiting for me to drop Jesus is the president, and I didn't get to it because there's a lot that I'm still correcting. There's a lot of things that's still going. Don't get me wrong, the songs are marvelous.
Fine.
And what Jesus is my president. If you know the Bible, I broke down the whole walk of Jesus. Everything. Died age 33.
I was dope. Caught all that.
You know, never broke a bone in his body. Never shed a tear. You know, things, you know, people that understand.
Bars, that's what you ask.
Yeah. Bars.
It's bars for me.
And you know what's crazy? I used to do regular music.
You mean like secular music?
Yeah, I had My Hood Gotta Be the Grammy, and I did that, and it was like I got the talent to do all that stuff, but
that was me too.
It wasn't me.
I just do the secular music.
Yeah, you like,
and then I'm like, I only sing for the Lord now.
Yeah, that's
trust me. People still be hitting me up like, oh, and I'm like, nah, I don't really. I'm like, nah, I'm straight. Like, wow. I'm like, not anymore.
They try it, like, yo, you got 16. I got more than 16. I said, but
like, be clear.
You know,
in the 16 you want.
You want to hear Psalms 23? Which one you want to hear? Like, you know,
what you want to do? That's funny.
Because I don't have it with me. I got Fearfully and Wonderfully Made. And that's where I mostly get Black Men Winning. Because we was fearfully wonderfully made. God didn't have to think about making us.
That's a fact.
It was something that he wanted to do. He said, you know what, this is what he do. He said, let's make them in our image. And most people like our image. So I always go through the battle of, oh, black men was here first. I said, well, they said Jesus will. I said, but Jesus wasn't here first. on earth.
Right.
He came. He
So
was
people were
born.
here before him.
He was born. His people
Right,
were
right,
here.
right.
I said 2. In the beginning was the word was God, and the word was God.
Mm-hmm.
He said the
Word
word
is
became
God.
flesh, and he said the word became flesh and dwelt with Moses, right? So if we go into that, right, we got to go back to a little bit back when he said, let's make men in our image. He didn't say, let's make black man in our image, and then let's make white man in our image. He said, let's make man.
Right.
So therefore, nationalities came from men. He made different men, different nationalities. We didn't all come out. I came out, I'm the black man, so how did Spanish guy get here? But just getting into that is like, no, let's stop. That's what Adam did.
Mm-hmm.
The blame.
Mm-hmm.
Let's stop blaming.
We gotta do better. We have to do better.
That's
period.
all.
We have to do better. That
blaming.
starts with self, though. As Michael Jackson, rest in peace, the man in the mirror. You know, that starts with self first. You know, we definitely have to do better.
You gotta learn to stop blaming.
And speaking of, you know, doing better, you and I had tapped into it before. You know, we came on the live, but I just wanted you to give me your take on, you know, the temperature right now. You know, literally this week alone, I just saw today. You know, a man. 4 a.m. in the morning, he goes live with his 3 babies in the back, kills his children and himself. And all he yelling about is the baby mother and her not coming home and blaming her. And then in the same week, God stabs his baby mother in the head 18 times, leaves the knife on her skull. They got 6 children together. Then the other day before yesterday, matter of fact, a young lady goes live. She done killed her children, blaming the father. So what do you feel about the things that's happened? First of all, one of the questions I've been asking the men in particular is about our men, our black men, in reference to the mental health thing. And there's no disrespect to other cultures, but we don't usually do that. We don't usually take our own lives. So what comes to mind when you see this influx of our men taking their own lives, their children's lives, and the lives of the women?
Sad. I gotta start off with sad from the beginning. And like you said, I can't see me taking my own life. I don't see no black people taking their own life. Like you said, no disrespect, no culture. It's sad because back to what we was talking about before, about the guy, the woman getting into a relationship with another guy, but the guy's hooked on the mother and not the kid.
Not the kids, right.
So now a kid got to suffer for the wrongdoing of his father or what his mother went through. And that's sad because if the kids ain't, like you say, he killed his kids, you didn't even give them time to go through life. Right. You took their life for some stupidity.
Something had nothing to do with them.
It had nothing to do with them.
Right.
You know, even taking her life. Like, I just told somebody the other day, like, a woman, if she know her jewel, black woman know her jewel, she's precious. The black woman is strong. That's why I make black women win. Black women are strong.
Yeah.
When I say strong, and fellas, physically, mentally, women are stronger than men. Y'all might don't agree with me. Some might agree, disagree, whatever. Women are stronger than men. Physically and mentally. The stuff that women go through. Like you said, raising kids on their own and going through labor. That labor and certain things.
Yeah, I know y'all want to make it through that.
Yeah.
I can't make it through a headache.
Yeah, I can't make it through a headache. I know I'm making it through that, you know. But when I tip my hat, I say it's strong. I was raised by a woman. Right. She raised 8 of us. She's strong. And a lot of women raise these men. And this is the main point of why we say we gotta get to our kids. Yeah. Because you know why? Whoever raised that man that did that, they didn't raise them. Right. They didn't raise them to love your woman. Right. Love your family.
Love yourself.
Love yourself.
Because when you love yourself, you make better decisions when it comes to a mate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you love yourself, you see more for yourself.
And sometimes you run into a mate that you thought was the mate for you, and she wasn't. But at the end of the day, that's her life. That's her. You can move on. Mm-hmm. And if you got a kid about her, take care of your kid. Right. It's not about her. Me and Kim got the move. I keep saying, speaking on when I say the relationship that we have is because we know. And most people say she'll be like, you know, we never broke up. I said, oh, you just went. I went my way, you went your way, but we got that. Right. That's our child.
Yeah,
regardless.
That's that bond
so
right
that
there.
Bond, and that's something that's never gonna change. Why it's never gonna change? Because it's bigger than me and her.
Right.
It's him. And now she got
Bars.
she got a daughter, and I don't look at my son's sister as my son's sister. I look at my son and my daughter.
Yeah.
I gotta raise her as well. So when I go get him, sometimes I take her with us. But we're going to football practice or man boy things. No. But if I go out, she come to me, could you give me snacks? And it's sad for these men to walk around here and reject these kids. That's the biggest. When I said hate is a strong word.
Yeah.
But I hate when I see a man despise or do shit, excuse my language, towards kids. Like, it eats me up, it burned me up. Like, that burned me up so bad. And I sort of, like, you want to say I feel sorry for the guy because he got to be having, it got to be a mental, some mental,
psychotic
something breakdowns. Like, I feel sorry, but I also despise, I hate it because you could have been the next president, doctor, lawyer, anything. You took his life because of a situation you had with the woman. That's sad.
Yeah, sad.
That's sad. And what's going on? Like, for instance, a lot of stuff going on in our neighborhood as well. Kids killing kids, you know. And when it happens, it eats me up. It tears me up. And I'm like, man, I'm not moving fast. I'm not getting this fast. I'm not doing it fast. I gotta move. I'm supposed to be doing the march. I'm supposed to set up for the end of July, but now I'm pushing it back. I'm getting contact from, like I said,
people want to get involved.
I want to get involved. So I want to, when I bring that movement, I want it to be tight knitted. I want when I bring it, because I don't want to do the speaking.
Right.
I want my youth to speak to the youth.
Right. Love that.
You know, because they get to hear like their best friend that they went to school with, they played football with, crying out to them like, yo, what are y'all doing? Y'all killing each other. Instead of me coming, y'all.
They can hear from whoever too.
But they can hear it. But I want them to really
the peers.
Because like I told you, when I first started selling drugs, you remember when you asked me and I told you it was peer pressure.
Right.
It was my peers. Before you got in trouble back in the days, you'll go to your homegirl before you go to mine.
Right. Exactly.
So I want their peers to talk to them. So it's a rush on this. So it's sad to hear, like even though the woman killing her babies.
Yeah.
Like, you brought them here.
Yeah.
And you take them and you can find out. I'm not saying it, but I'll take a kid. If you before you kill him,
I used to say that all the time. Let's give him to me.
Give him somebody. Somebody take him, because it's not like that kid did anything. The baby is innocent. Right. Baby is a sponge, and it picks up everything. It absorbs everything. Everything that goes on around it absorbs. So therefore, that's why I said the guy that killed his girl and the kid, he probably saw his pops beating up on his mom. Like, see, I don't have no room for that.
Right.
I don't have no room for putting hands on a woman.
Yeah.
I know it's guys that do it. I don't have no room for it.
Right.
Because if I had a daughter, or you put your hands on my sister, my mom, that's a situation. So I'm coming. Yeah. I got boys. God bless me with boys, so you know they can get out there and they can do what they do. If I had a daughter, it'd be a situation. So I gotta look at that like, well, what make it right for me to put my hand on her?
Right.
So you know.
It's a lot going on.
I only could say the word sad because them innocent kids got killed. And then we got the other sad situation. The young kid went out there and shot the guy from McDonald's.
Yeah.
Because they have no direction, no.
A 9-year-old just killed a 9-year-old boy just killed the little girl. Went to her house and shot her.
With no direction.
No direction. And they TikTok and the parents is making them go viral, being mean to them. Right. I just think, it's like I said to you earlier, That's why I kept thanking you. I can't thank you enough because the influence. You know, we can, first of all, our kids are visual. They don't want to hear you talking.
Right.
You got to be living what you're saying.
Right.
You can say whatever. You know what I'm saying? They watch people say stuff and to do devious things. So when you say you a certain way or you live a certain way, they want to see what time it is for real.
Right.
So when they see you on the field and they hear you saying certain things to other kids, or they hear you saying something to somebody's mother to encourage her or to tell her to make sure he got his schoolwork in order, they respecting that because they're like, this is where he living for real.
Right.
But when you just lip service, they're not trying to hear that. They're not trying to hear that. So, you know, we just have to do better as a whole. As a whole, we got to do better.
And that's a perfect example of one of the kids I was telling them what to do on the field. And I told the coach, I said, you know what? He might not comprehend it. Like me telling him, get over here, get in front of me, let me show him. Because you, like you said, you show them.
Yeah.
They get a better understanding. Oh, I
it
like
sticks.
Now it sticks.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot. When you, because now every time you, like, I think of things like that happen with the kids, it's like, wow, I love kids too much. I'm like, you want to get me, you got me. You kids, like, you got me. I can't even fight. If you, kids, I love kids.
Got a heart for the youth.
It's nothing.
Trust me, I'm one of them.
There's nothing I wouldn't give or do for the kids, for you, because the energy. Like one of my kids I coached, you know, he's in high school, going to go to college, and I told him he'd come out and volunteer with me. He said, Coach, so do y'all get paid? I said, no, but yeah. He said, what you mean over here? I said, as far as money, no.
Right.
But as far as
reward,
seeing you smile, seeing you win a game, seeing you go through school, go through college, and probably one day make it to the NFL or NBA. Or, I said, that's the biggest payment, biggest reward I could ever get. So I smile seeing you score your touchdowns. I smile seeing you make the tackle the proper way. I smile just knowing that you're still happy to see me every time you see me and say, Coach, like, so them payments, I've been getting paid for over 20-some years.
I know that's right.
I've been doing about 23 years by now.
Love
and I have my ups and downs of coaching, and then it's like, I'm never going to leave it.
Right.
You know,
that's who you are.
Yeah, they try to get me to come. I tried to coach at my high school before, Roosevelt basketball, but they did their little politics, and I'm not really with all that politics stuff. So I was assistant coach at Hempstead High School with Satch. Then I came back to Roosevelt, and my thing is, Coach Barrett, before he passed away, he was like, yo, I need you to take over Centennial Park. Be holding tournaments down there. I'm like, Coach, I don't think I'm ready for that one right now. You know, I got a lot going on. This was before Black Men Winning.
Right.
But he always knew and believed in me because I was one of his, he coached me. So he's like, and that answer, I'm going to answer that soon.
Come on, God.
Next year, I just told my nephew, and I was like, yo, listen, you're going to bring Roosevelt back to where it was.
That's when I used to visit Roosevelt, when it was tournaments.
When we had the tournaments. So
that's
we getting that back, the grown man tournament. We see after the young kids, but we going back to the adult tournaments, and we're going to try to get that going back next year. And like I said, I'm working on a security company as well. In this split second, I'm starting to formulate it right now. It's Black Men Winning Security Company. So, because like, it's needed in the community where they know what Black Men Winning is about.
Right.
They know. Not like your past could be a gift or a curse, but when people know your energy, they respect
energy. Don't lie.
Things. So it's like if you come to this bar hypothetically, you see me standing doing security, like you gotta get that down. Listen, we're not here for the greatest. That's when we're gonna have enjoy ourselves. Now, I got enough respect and love from people where they're like, okay, now, and we're gonna have a good night. Yeah,
it's gonna be a good night. Gotcha.
You have these other security cards that they don't know. And you come in and you're like, man, you let my man, like, I'm not going to get that energy. So, the reason I say I'm formulating Black Men Winning, because you know, if you see Black Men Winning there, you know what time we on.
Right.
And it don't have to be me there, but you know we on.
You see that name there, you know what time it is.
Yeah, we on positive energy, we on lifting our people. We're not trying to disrespect you. We just want you to follow what we're saying, and we go inside and enjoy the night. And
love that.
That's what I want with because we're losing a lot of spots that we had out here. Because, like you said, same way you got these young kids going in the spots to these bars and clubs and acting ignorant, and we losing. They don't understand that we losing all our spots and losing.
They don't care.
They don't.
They don't. A lot of them don't have, the history behind it. They're not attached to that. They're not attached to it.
But then where they have to go?
Yeah.
Then there's nowhere to go because everything is closed. So and not to get off the topic you're saying about how hot it is out here, but that's more smaller than the situation with the guy killing his kids. Because that's like, why I drifted away from it, because it eats me up.
I can tell it's hurting.
Because it eats me up. Because it's like them other guys. Like I wouldn't want to go back to my old ways, but if I had to go back to my old ways, I'll punish you.
That would be a reason for it.
Yeah, I'll punish you.
A lot of, we're gonna get off this, but a lot of the stuff that's happening also is we do have people dealing with mental health issues. Just because you procreate don't mean you have it. You can have a baby with anybody.
Right.
Anybody can make a baby.
Right.
But it don't mean you're okay up here.
Right.
You just had a sexual encounter, unprotected. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So there's so many layers to that, in reference to,
But that's all the way around the board, you know that, right?
Yeah, no, I do
people
know.
that come to cops.
I do know.
A lot of cops got mental.
Look where I work at. I think I know.
Yeah, but they got mental situations.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you gave them a badge. And they go out there and you get bullied.
All they did was pass a test.
And made it.
It's not going to show that on the paperwork that he had an encounter with somebody when he was 12, and now when he get inside, he can't wait to take that out on somebody.
Right.
So it's a lot. That's why I keep saying it's a lot going on, because I could go to so many different places. But thank you. Thank you for coming.
It's a blessing. Like,
thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing your gifts, first of all. Because, listen, clearly God has always had his hand on you. That's all I can keep saying.
Well,
he's always had his hand on you, on your life. So, thank you so much, for even coming on here, being transparent, being genuine, about, how you were raised, how you come up, and how far you've come. Are you a big reader?
I read what you wrote about the Bible.
No, I'm just saying, period. Because sometimes I'll ask my guests, like, if you're a big reader, what kind of books do you read in reference to, how you got here somehow. So because I'm an avid reader, I try to read stuff about God, about entrepreneurship, about being a mother, about being married. So do you have any books that comes to mind that you've read that you like, this is a good book? If not, we good. But if you do, we'd like to know.
I think the Bible.
He like the word. I hear that.
Because
no, that's cool.
I did
cool.
the Donald Owens.
You're not the hood books.
No, I'm talking about the hood books. And then I did other books. No, I did other books, and I'm feeling like
you can't think of any right now. Right.
My thing is
the word.
The word.
Yeah, listen, we with it. The Bible.
Because that blueprint is so awesome.
Like no other.
Like when I said, it's like the guy asked me one time. He said, if I pay for you to go into pick the favorite restaurant, Red Lobsters.
That's my favorite restaurant.
What's your favorite restaurant? What's your favorite restaurant?
I don't really have a favorite, but let's do a black-owned one. Let's do shout out to Prime 39.
All right, Prime 39.
Okay.
I pay for everything in Prime 39. You go in there, eat. You take a friend with you. Go in there and eat what you want. It's on me.
Okay.
Did you go do it?
It's on you.
Yeah, I paid for everything. Everything paid for.
Yeah.
He told me that, right? I said, yeah. I said, he said, all right, well, Jesus Christ paid for everything. All he has to do is come in.
Right.
And when he broke that down to me, I said,
it's a gift.
Wow. But most people get gifts. You don't open them.
You ain't lying.
You gotta open it.
You gotta open it.
He gave me a gift. I'm opening it. Black men winning, black women winning, black people winning.
With the bars.
So I gotta keep coming.
Yeah.
I'm not stopping. When I say I'm not stopping, it's a lot more doors.
Yeah,
open.
it's a vision. Listen. Visions.
I'm coming over there, Chase, buddy. I know you got some more for me. I know you got some more for me.
Let's go.
Yo, his energy, I'm telling you, And anybody.
Listen, I live with him. I know his energy.
But
Me and him both got big energy.
I'm just saying, when I go talk to him,
yeah,
like this is no lie. Between him and my nephew, and it's just that. And these young boys, it's not like these are young boys,
right?
But they gift and what they talk about and the way they enlighten you on things. Even both of my nephews, all three of my nephews, like they enlighten. You be like, wow, these young boys.
It's a saying that my podcast mentor said one time. He said to one of my homeboys, shout out to Jamel Jackson. He said to him, he goes, listen, He said, when you're around the right people, when you're around the right people and everybody's winning, it becomes contagious. So you're winning, now I'm winning. And that's how it has to be. It almost has to be like, like a fire in the woods. Everybody should catch on fire. If you got a crew, you got a tight crew, and everybody not winning, there's a problem. There's a problem, beloved. Houston, we have a problem because nobody should be left behind.
Nobody.
If I'm up, you gotta be next coming up.
Or you should be, like I said, if you got on a pair of Timbs, I should have on a pair of Timbs.
Yeah.
So it's like we working together.
It's supposed to be iron sharper iron. Everybody should be winning. Everybody eats, as they say in the movies. Everybody eats. That's the attitude you should have. And if it's not that way, there's an issue there.
And that's
y'all need to figure that thing out.
That 4-block radius I came from, the Velt.
Yeah.
4-block radius, tight. But you know one thing we do? We stick together.
Right.
We do. That's one thing I say about Roosevelt.
Force them together.
We go to any towns, any situation. Back when I came up, we get in a situation, we stick together. I might come back around the way like, I don't like you. We got a situation.
Right.
But outside of that 4-block radius, but now we got to stick together.
You got to show the youth how to stick together.
And
you got to show the youth how to work together.
Yeah, and that's everywhere. Like, I go to Hempstead and the dude like, yo, the kid, I need you to help me with my corners. Like, all right, cool. Dude, I get on the field. Little dude say, ain't you a Roosevelt coach? I said, shut up, I'm your coach today.
I'm your coach today.
Whatever. So, and what made me feel good after I showed him how to do the thing, that Sunday, he was walking towards the store and I was coming through Hempstead. He saw me say, yo, coach, I did what you taught me. And I blocked it. And then my man, so I said, all right, that's good. So that made me feel good.
Right.
So it's good to give back to the community.
Gotta give back.
You gotta give back to your community. You gotta stay strong to the community.
Absolutely.
Don't keep chasing your dream.
Yeah.
T.D. Jakes said you don't get your dream until you stop chasing it. When you stop chasing it, it's cut off. As long as you keep chasing it, and I told him, I'm gonna keep chasing my dream because one day you're gonna get tired.
Boom.
So it's definitely nice. I'd love to come down anytime.
Yeah, we gotta do this again. You're gonna have to come up here, be on a panel. We're gonna have some real conversations. Because if we could have just went in. We could go so many directions, especially about God.
We did.
But like if somebody came in right now, whether it's a parent, because I'm hoping that, shout out to everyone that's come on, that I can see you guys in the chat. Thank you for your comments and showing Mr. Hines some love. But if someone came on late, like, oh man, he told me he was coming on tonight, I forgot, let me go check it out real quick. What would you want them to hear you say? What is something that you want to leave us with? So if something happened, you could say, I remember that interview, but he said A, B, and C, and that changed my life. What would you say?
Love your people. Stay in front with your people. Teach your people. Don't leave them behind.
Right.
Help uplift our communities. Teach these kids. Love God. Love yourself. Because it's like, rise.
Love that. Felt that one. Felt that.
It's all we can do. You gotta think about it. They said we started from the bottom. That's the song, right? We wrote that song before you even made it. Because if we started from the bottom, there ain't no way we're up.
That's a fact.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm going up. Because the bottom is hell. So I know where I'm going. So we gotta start, we gotta climb. We gotta that quote they say, my little nephew, I said the crabs in the barrel. He said, crabs don't be in barrels. I said, but the crabs in the barrel, one get out, help the other one out. That's what it is. Like we've been saying, lady, like It's a blessing that she got me here. I love it.
It's God. It's God.
It.
It's God. It ain't me.
It's iron sharpen iron.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
And when my man asked me to be on there and she asked me to be on there, I said, "You quick. What are you waiting for? You want me to be the first segment?
Let's go.
I'm coming. I'm ready to go because she's for the people.
Absolutely.
He's for the people.
Absolutely.
I'm for the people. So we on the same page.
Absolutely.
You know, it's different chapters of the book.
Yes, sir.
Keep reading it. But I want y'all always remember, God is family, family's first. Stand firm. Black men winning, black women winning, black youth winning. Coming soon to you.
Let's go.
We're not stopping. And if anybody needs to talk to me, you can hit me on Black Men, MEN. Black Men, MEN, winning, NY, Instagram page.
Instagram. So at Black Men Winning,
at Black
NY,
Men, NY
on Instagram.
On Instagram. And I have the website coming up soon.
Okay.
I'm in the process of building that. I got the slippers coming out, like I told you, the slides. They're coming out. Black Men Winning, Black Woman Winning. So, you know, and
listen, reach out to him if you want to, join him in reference to mentoring these kids.
Yeah, reach out.
Please give your time. If you don't have the funds, give your time. If you have the funds, we'll take that as well. But the time is what's needed right now. Our kids need to be encouraged, cultivated, understand. They can win. They are winners.
Definitely.
They are winners.
If you got any 9-year, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11-year-old, 12-year-old that play football, you want to cheerlead, bring them down to Henry Street Park. We down there every week from Monday to Thursday, 6 o'clock.
And this is PAL, right?
It's PAL.
Okay. Roosevelt, PAL.
It's Roosevelt. We Roosevelt Rising Star, but we under P. It's a PAL program. Okay. Because PAL got their own side and then Rising Star.
Gotcha.
It's youth football.
Okay.
And bring them down there.
All right.
They can't get down there by themselves. Bring them down there and bring them to our family, and we're gonna work it out.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Listen, make sure you guys follow him, John Hines of Roosevelt, New York. Thank you so much for blessing us on the hot mic. Yeah. Yo, it's about to be different. It's a movement. Listen, guys, make sure you subscribe to Hot Mic with Lady She Podcast on YouTube. Soon I will be on Spotify, on Anchor, on all the other platforms. Yeah. Listen, this is God. That's all I'm going to say. Hashtag is God. God is moving. Please, sir, please, ma'am, don't forget to make sure you support him in whatever fashion that looks like. Ask him questions, even with the carpentry and all that. Yeah. This dude do a lot. We didn't get to tap into everything, but he wears many hats. That wasn't. I promise you, that wasn't just words. But listen, the youth football. Check him out. Hit him up on Instagram. You have an email?
Yep. John Hines-Foskey at gmail.com.
All right, spell that for the people.
JOHNHINESFOSKEY at gmail.com.
Listen, hit him up. You want to do anything connected to supporting our youth, anything connected to the movement of Black men winning, Black women winning, Black youth winning, hit this man up. Period. Yep. That's how we do. Iron sharpens iron. Listen, everyone, enjoy your night. Make sure you share this live with somebody that needs to be encouraged, because I'm encouraged. Yeah. I'm encouraged. Thank you so much for sharing your story. I'm encouraged. I'm inspired. All right. So share this with somebody who maybe somebody who had a rough patch. Maybe you see them going on the wrong road, and look at this man. He's living proof what God can do. If you surrender, if you surrender, you allow God to do it. This is how you'll be living your life, winning and understanding. If God give you the vision that you can't go wrong. So hit him up. Hit me up too. Matter of fact, you can follow me on Instagram. I always forget to say my information. Hit me up on Instagram, Hot Mic Lady She _podcast on Instagram. I'm also on Facebook, Hot Mic W/Lady She on Facebook. I am also my t-shirt company as well. She's got tees, one word. Do not forget the SHESGOTTEES for your shirts, your tumblers, all the needs that you need for customized things. But listen, let's support one another. Huge shout out to, Women of Integrity?
Women of Integrity.
And it was another person that you mentioned.
Shy Bling. Backyard Barbecue.
Backyard Barbecue. Make sure y'all hit the mile and hit up Backyard Barbecue, Backyard Slices. Black owned. These two young men from Roosevelt, Long Island. Let's support one another. Tell them that this man sent you. I ain't gonna take the credit. Tell them that John sent you.
No,
Hit them up on the mile.
And also let them know they came from you. If they saw your page,
Yeah,
they came from you. Come, we gonna support that. We'll show you the same love.
Because I done been there. I just didn't know they was connected to you.
Yeah, that's
black owned. When it's black owned, I go to visit.
Oh yeah.
I'm about my business.
And
I come out.
And you met what's the name? I saw Chase came down. He came down there and said, "Man, I saw Chase Money Brand. You know, I saw your husband. I always go Chase.
Oh yeah, I know.
I go Chase Money Brand. He's like, yo, I don't go. That was the name.
I got you.
Chase Money Brand.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, I said, man, you just down there every day. He said, yeah, young fellas love them wings.
They love them. They love them. Yeah. Shout out to Backyard.
So Backyard. And we got Backyard Slices. So I'll be down there too.
Backyard
I also work with them.
Nice.
You know, it's like we cater parties.
Okay.
We cater events. We did the boat ride. We did the Q Dog cookout.
Nice.
I work with them because I'm also learning things.
Right.
So
that's how you do it. Iron sharpens iron. Love that.
Miss Blings. Thank you for helping me out.
Miss Blings got a page.
You know, Sharon Presley, you gotta look up her page. She got stuff they call her Miss Blings. She's helping.
That's the name of the page, Miss Blings.
Miss Blings, and she got Sharon Presley.
One word?
Yeah.
Is it MS or MZ? Because you know everybody be doing with the letters.
I think she got the MS.
Okay, so MS Bling as well, at MS Bling on Instagram. Listen, y'all support these businesses. Keep it going, y'all. Keep it going, y'all. Any questions connected to football or Black Men Winning being a part of the movement, please hit up Mr. John Hines on Instagram, Black Men Winning NY. And we out of here. Peace.
All right.
Later.
Peace. See ya next time.